Hey guys, and welcome back to another Warzone video. I hope you are having a great day. In today's episode, we are going to go over the best early game strats for Call of Duty Warzone. Do you ever feel like it's really tough to get going? Do you ever feel like you and your teammates are just getting killed a lot early to mid game by other teams? Want to get a better start and set yourself up for high kill games? Well, not to worry, today we are going to go over the best strats for early game to help you get those high kills and get those dubs. The overall goal is to set up a structure and help you understand the things you need to do to get off to a good start and keep that tempo going. One of the most essential aspects of Warzone is getting a good start and setting a good tempo for the rest of the game. I notice when I squad up with randoms or a different team, they tend to just take their time, loot around, do random contracts, and don't really have a plan for the first 3 to 4 minutes of the game. I think personally that's a big mistake. Your squad should have a plan depending on the scenario and the playstyle for that session and take it from there. My early game strat generally leans towards high kill games, so if that's not your cup of tea, I do apologize. Another key note, the strat will act as a guide, so when implementing it into your own gameplay, you'll need to add your own elements as everyone is different and everyone lands in different spots of the map. With that being said though, let's begin with the Warzone tips and tricks for early game strategies. Tip number 1, land in familiar spots. You want to have 3 to 4 spots where you drop consistently. For example, I normally land at Boneyard, train station, hospital, and apartments. Of course, you should know the whole map, but once you are comfortable with the landscape, you should definitely have 3 to 4 consistent spots where you land almost every time. Another rule is you want to land where there is a vehicle around and decent loot and a buy station nearby. On a side note, I normally don't care too much if there's no buy station at the actual landing spot. As long as there's one nearby where we can rotate after the drop, that's fine. In regards to our landing spot, we pretty much know the layout inside out because we just land there so many times. Another good thing to do is have names for all the buildings on the premises so you and your team can do callouts effectively. For example, this area here, we have names for all the buildings. Well, we call this building Favorite, green building here is Bank, we call this one Burger, white building here is Ammo Store, brown office, and these ones here we call back offices. This just makes it super easy to know where enemies are when engaging in that first battle. It kind of feels like we have home ground advantage and it really does increase the chances of getting that first initial team wipe. Tip number 2, getting that first team wipe. Generally, I'm a big advocate on spreading out, using flanks and pushing teams with different angles. However, the first initial fight I recommend sticking together when possible. Still use flanks and different angles to outsmart the enemy, however you don't want to spread out too much. You want to attack as a group and take out the enemy team one by one and watch each other's back. Move and attack as a unit.
See how we saved you?
It would have been sad if you did.
You don't have loadout guns, so you won't be as effective as usual, so having a team around is super useful. Even split into 2 groups if necessary, so at least you have one teammate to back you up. Tip number 3, get 14k as fast as possible. After you have won your first battle or no one has landed nearby, you want to get $14,000 as quick as possible. You want to get a loadout and a UAV pronto. Don't try to waste too much time here, you want to be moving as fast as possible. After you get your loadout, there are 2 options. Option number 1, you can pop your UAV straight away if you think there are other teams around. Option number 2, you can save your UAV, or even if you don't have one, just head to the nearest bounty. This is where you start setting the tempo and start pushing other squads. Warzone is really about tempo. You want to be the hunter, the predator. You don't want to be the prey. If you are worried about not being able to win gunfights when pushing squads, make sure to watch my video on how to win more gunfights after this. The link will be in the description. I recommend pushing teams to get a feel of that tempo. Look, even if it doesn't work out, you and your squad will actually improve way faster as you guys are getting into more gunfights instead of just waiting around for things to happen. A common method me and my team use is we get a bounty, drive to the bounty, pop our UAV when we're nearby. By doing this, we have a significant advantage. The enemy squad is on the map and we can flank accordingly. Generally in this fight we tend to split up more since we have our loadout guns. Once we get the team wipe, we get the bounty and we rinse and repeat the process. When heading into final circles or we bump into a really sweaty squad, that's when we tend to slow the tempo down and play more conservatively and plan accordingly. So I'm just going to break down how me and my squad push enemy teams. In this scenario, it's the first push of the game and we try to set the tempo going forward. We have a bounty and pop the UAV as mentioned before. Notice how there are 2 squads fighting and we are going to third party. This is a vital part of early game pushes. You want to get your loadout and third party fights when possible. Notice how we split up and we're all taking different angles. I've got the blue member on the roof here on the left, orange teammate attacking using the right flank, and purple and I are attacking from the middle. It's super important when pushing other squads to attack from different flanks to cover all areas. Also notice how we get into position and we don't push straight away. When pushing bounties, it's a good idea to get into a safe position and wait for the enemy to make a mistake. So right now, me and my teammates have downed a couple targets and I proceed to push. Notice my orange teammate is covering me from the right side so I'm able to cross the road. I use my stuns and grenades before I clear the room and make an educated guess that the team is on the left side of the room. This is due to us attacking on the right side beforehand, and honestly, if I was them, I would be on the left side pre-aiming the door. Knowing that, I slide cancel in and do a jump shot and we manage to get the team wipe. As you can see, it's super effective to push with a bounty in a UAV early game, mixing with a little bit of teamwork, so make sure you try this in your own gameplay. Really quickly, I just want to say thank you guys for checking out my videos. The channel in the last week or so, it's been blowing up. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. You guys seem to be enjoying my videos and they do seem to be helping, which makes me really happy. I want to say thanks for all the supportive comments. Also want to give a big shout out to all my subscribers, the A squad. We are currently sitting at 6,000 subs. Really appreciate it. The growth has been crazy. And yeah, if you liked the video or you learned something new, make sure you smash the like button. If you're new here, just some context, I make a lot of Warzone tips and tricks videos. We cover aiming, how to win gunfights, positioning, movement, and much more. So if you are interested, remember to sub to the YouTube channel. But without further ado, let's continue with the tips and tricks. Tip number 4, know where to rotate after you drop. You should memorize your rotation so you have a good idea of where you're going to go after you get your loadout. For example, if I land at apartments here, we tend to rotate to military to third party or get some easy kills. Sometimes we push down to school where we have high ground and we're able to get the advantage pushing another team. Or we head to quarry to try to fight a squad over there. The idea is to have a plan for after the drop. It's super beneficial to learn the areas where you're going to rotate to. Mentioned before, it's like having the home ground advantage. This will increase your chances of winning the gunfights. Tip number 5, avoid multiple squads. You want to avoid 50-50 pistol fights when there are 2 or more squads dropping in the exact same spot, especially hotspots and rooftops. If there are multiple squads landing in the exact same area, you want to third party the fight if possible. Let them fight it out first. You want to land somewhere nearby, loot up a little bit, and get the team wipe after the first battle is over. If there is only one squad in the area, the whole team should always commit to the fight. Most of the time, if your team commits to the fight, you guys stick together, you're way more likely to get the team wipe. So for example, me and my squad, we always land on this roof. Unless there are multiple squads, we normally go to bank and let them fight it out first. But if there's only one other squad landing on this roof with us, we'll commit to the fight and go from there. Well, that is it for today's video. I just want to share my final thoughts on early game strats. I think it's super important to push the tempo from the get-go and try to get everyone on the same page. I noticed when I push the tempo with my squad getting bounties and UAV right off the bat, it seems to work well. Disclaimer though, you are going to have sessions where those high kill games are hard to come by. That's completely normal guys, I have those sessions all the time. The most important thing, just enjoy the game with your squad and have a good time. Push squads, it's super fun, and if it doesn't work out, just have a laugh about it and try to improve on the next one. Anyways, I hope you do enjoy the video. Remember to smash the like button and sub to the YouTube channel if you are interested. Also, side note, I will try to play some solos and make a video on that coming soon. I get a lot of comments, hey Andos, can you do some solo videos? To be honest, solos kind of scare me. It's like playing a horror game sometimes, but I will definitely give it a go. Anyways, I will see you guys next time and good luck on the Warzone.